the previous episode we discussed the Alpine situation. We touched on it, and you said something. You had a quote for us. What did the team principal say?
There will be consequences.
He had a quote for us, and indeed there were consequences. And I don't know if you guys watched the driver interviews. Ocon was hella salty.
Post race.
Ocon was hella salty.
I'm a team player. I've always been a team player. Like, stop the cap.
I just feel some type of way. He felt some type of way. He went there to rant. Like, listen, the drivers were 2 minutes. They were like, okay, the track was wet and it became dry, and I had to adjust and everything, and this and that and this and that. But the Ocon interview.
Hey, but they did him dirty. Bro, they did him dirty.
Bro, they just told him live. And I remember I talked about it. I told you these guys are actually contemplating dropping him for the next race.
Yeah.
They were contemplating dropping him for the next race. Kumbe, it wasn't dropping him for the next race. They were dropping him from the seat completely. These guys. Hey, listen, Ocon. I think, is in total his...
his manager.
His manager. Hey, listen, there could be an opening.
I don't know.
There could be an opening. Who are Mercedes getting? I know you want to bring up that situation whereby the FIA kind of tweaks the super license age limit. And they're like, you know what, you don't need to be 18.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about driver updates and stuff.
Yeah. But anyway, the Alpine situation.
Yeah, they, in my opinion, so after the race on Sunday, during the race, I think it was the last few laps to end of the race. Alpine requested Ocon to switch places with Gasly. Yeah. And I will usually say it's like a gentleman kind of thing that if you haven't made that overtake, return
you
that
give me
back
the position.
Bruh. Ocon still finished behind Gasly. That position was never given back. And it was like, come on guys, like what are we doing?
Listen,
and this racing guy was like, bro, Ocon, know how these things are.
Ocon is in a really tricky situation because
it is what it is, bro.
His seat has been taken away from him, and now it's a situation whereby he can't even throw tantrums because.
But he's saying it was as in they arrived at that decision to part ways. Mutual, as in both of them.
It's a PR stand.
That's a statement. Those were the consequences we're talking about. And listen, I mean, Ocon is a good driver. He got a win for them.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
He got a win for them. He is a good driver. But at this point, he's in a really tricky situation because now he's auditioning for a seat next season. The remaining races are him auditioning for a seat.
And do you think he's even going to get that seat?
It's tricky. Indio masaa yake ya kuanza kuangalia work.
He has a history of butting heads with his teammates. Alonso.
Yeah.
Gasly now. So which team will likely sign him up?
Hey, listen, sometimes dawa ya moto ni moto. Just give him George Russell and let them
give him K-Mag. Ocon and K-Mag would be perfect for each other.
No, I want to see him with Russell. I really want to see him with Russell. I think him and Russell will actually get along.
But what I always say, never feel sorry for these drivers. These drivers are making way more than me.
So no, come on, we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
I never feel
let's
bad
feel sorry for him. If the situation wasn't...
No, why are you feeling? That guy has already made a lot of money. You can never feel sorry for such people.
Nah, but I mean, Ocon, I like him as a driver though.
I'm a team player.
I like him as a driver, but I felt for him. I listened to his interview, and for those guys who haven't listened to the interview, I don't know if you'll put it up. For those guys who haven't listened to the interview, shades of the interview are actually hilarious to watch. Okay, if you have a sense of humor, but it's actually really sad to see, and it's actually you could tell the pain from his voice. You could really tell he really feels some type of way.
But it was cap. It was just PR.
Yeah. I mean, he's looking... Hey, listen, I'm telling you, he's auditioning for a seat next season.
Where? Williams?
I don't know. Listen, at this point, any place is luxurious. At this point, it gets to a point whereby you're now not competing for the top seats. You're competing to stay in Formula 1.
Like Bottas. Bottas is vibes and inshallah. I just need a seat.
You guys make a mockery out of this. But there is that stage in Formula 1 whereby you're struggling to get into the sport. You finally get into the sport. And now you're a very talented driver. So now you're struggling to get to the top teams. You finally get the top team. But a bigger star than you, takes your seat. And now you're in a situation whereby you have to fight for the small seat. You have to fight for that small seat just to be in Formula 1.
Well, at least we're sure Carlos is a better driver than
Carlos isn't even guaranteed of a seat, and this is Carlos Sainz you're talking about.
Carlos is going to Williams.
There are rumors of to Williams.
And can you see how far off the ladder he fell? Because the first talks, the initial talks of Carlos Sainz were Red Bull.
And do you remember I think it was two episodes back, we were talking about Carlos where he might end up, and they said this situation it's not looking good for Carlos.
Yeah, the first, and I hear him speaking in his press conferences, and he's like, "Yeah, I've talked to the top teams, and I need the one that will actually give me a proper proposal." And you're like, "Oh, so you're the one doing the negotiations, not them negotiating."
Red Bull already said they are not interested. So is Mercedes.
Listen, and Toto
Mercedes said
he's a good, he's a good driver, but we are okay.
We are fine. We are fine.
So that number 2 seat, it's
now
Kim's.
the only place he can look.
Changed the rules.
Listen, the place he can look now. Alpine can look at him.
Look at who?
Sainz. Alpine can look at
But
him. They don't
Sainz,
have a driver
who
confirmed
wants?
for next
Which driver wants to go to Alpine? By the way,
0. Jack Doohan,
bro, I'm
the
telling
reserve
you.
driver maybe.
I'm telling
But
you.
I don't think there's any driver currently in Formula 1
One,
would
yeah.
like to occupy that seat.
It's not about liking, it's about the situation you're in.
but Bottas,
Hey.
I only know Bottas because he's just
My friend,
there with
Bottas
vibes and
can go.
insurance.
Simba nyama ikipotea. Simba nyama ikipotea. These are Swahili phrases.
Kukula nyasi.
Unakula nyasi. Simba nyama ikipotea.
Kosa bana.
Utakufa bana. You will die.
Okay, apart from Ocon, which other driver is guaranteed that they won't have a seat next year? As in they've been removed from their seat.
Ricardo is not guaranteed.
Hey, speaking of Ricardo, he
Ricardo, we don't know. Ricardo, we don't know.
He proved his doubters. No, not his doubters. There's this guy who's been on Ricardo's case a lot.
Oh, Jack Villeneuve.
Jack
Oh,
Villeneuve,
he
yeah.
did a number on Ricardo. Oh.
Jack Villeneuve was like, I'm like, has the spirit of this guy gotten into Jack Villeneuve? Because he's the other guy who likes taking jabs and taking
Why
digs
is
at the
he in
honey
Formula
badger.
1?
Now, you know the problem with Jack is he's also a world champion.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So he kind of has...
He's
kind of
allowed
has a
to say
right.
it.
Yeah, he has a right to say it because
He's nobody like me, man.
Ricardo isn't a world champion, and he has been at a top team where he could actually win the championship. And he's also been at a team that is currently fighting for a world championship where he wasn't performing at all.
Yeah, but they come to look of it. If he did perform in McLaren, look where he'll be right now.
Can you imagine?
Maybe that win in Miami for Orlando.
Could have been his.
Yeah. Okay. But
I mean, we know he has better potential than Oscar Piastri.
what? Ricardo?
Yeah, I mean, like this is
No,
Ricardo.
Piastri. Hey, Piastri, bana. Piastri.
What are you
Oh,
talking
not
about
potential,
potential?
not potential. Like Ricardo is an elite driver.
But it takes time to get there. Piastri out of the box.
Hey, but listen.
Yeah.
Remember when Piastri was still at Alpine? And his manager did the thing for him and he went to McLaren?
Uh-huh.
You don't remember that?
I
Looks
remember
like his gamble paid off.
Yeah, he just tweeted saying, "Hey, I haven't signed for those guys. I don't know what they're talking about."
These are guys who groomed him from
Hey,
cutting.
bro,
cutting
using the G word and we are going to YouTube. Anyway, let's proceed.
grooming, yeah.
This you get.
Listen, I tell you to stop listening to those people you listen to. You don't want to listen. Okay, that's Alpine.
George, focus.
Jack Doohan
That's-
to Alpine next year.
Yeah, that's a very big possibility.
So Sainz to Williams.
Yeah,
Signs to Williams. Yeah.
that's how it's looking. Looks like Valtteri will be on his way out of Formula 1.
Huh?
Yeah, because the initial rumors were.
So we don't know.
Hello,
don't know
hello, Valtteri.
Hulkenberg's
we
teammate?
were even
James.
we were even previsioning.
Superstition.
Where's Joe? Where's Joe going? And now
Joe,
he has a lot of money.
We still don't know. The driver market is up in. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, Aston.
If I think Joe has a higher probability of leaving the grid next year than Bottas,
Then Bottas.
because Bottas comes with that experience. I wouldn't be surprised if Audi decide to keep him on.
Keep Bottas.
Yeah, because they'll have two talented drivers. That's Nico Hülkenberg and Bottas. Two talented and also experienced drivers.
You said who and who?
Audi.
Oh, Audi.
We'll
Yeah.
keep Hülkenberg and Bottas. I won't be surprised. Because out of the
So-
gate, I don't see them being
Keeping Joe.
competitive. So they'll need drivers who can help them.